the neighbors, the newest ones, it's just money moving in, and I might as well have just said it's just artillery moving in. And I can't believe it, but it's like, okay, so I'm looking at, well, I don't know what they just planted over there, some big trees. And I have to look at them closer. Maybe they're poplar trees or cottonwood trees. I mean, they should be because that's what lives up here. But the truth is, nothing else much can live up here. You can't just plant anything because of the harsh winters. They have to be harsh winter oriented. And I've seen this with people, and I even worked for people who thought that they would plant something in their yard that is like, do you know that that lives in the tropics down there? It doesn't live up here. And and that's your ass as a gardener if you just plant it and then it dies on them. They blame it on you, and it's like, so you have to communicate, which is like, to me, no amount of money is worth going there for some reason. I don't know if you've noticed, but okay, so we have the Mercury and Mars and the Sun in Scorpio, but see, Mercury, this is a hard place for Mercury anyway. It's kind of too intense in Scorpio. It's really penetrating. But now, but but it's opposing the Moon with the Sun. It's kind of involved with this opposition. It's an opposition. So it's not as bad as the square. I was about to say it's a square, but to have Mercury square the Moon, it's kind of impossible to use words to communicate right now. You probably are achieved in some kind of state of being or something, but then now you're being confronted with intense communication, and it's like, yeah, it's time to communicate, and we should continue communicating, but this is such a time of introspection, with the fact that Pluto is involved with this opposition. It's kind of doing a sneaky square. Pluto is applying now to Aquarius, and it's squaring. Aquarius squares Scorpio and Taurus the way it is, and this is a significant square still to Pluto. Um, uh, I wouldn't count it so much as being as important as the last few squares that happened, but it's still in the air of this very intense thing. Now, I just thought, well, a lot of people are not handling their shadows and their subconscious wiring that needs to be rewired. And you go all the way back to 2020 as a collective, when the subconscious was split apart and made raw, and then the government is going in there pretty much wiring up a war that they couldn't take care of unless they, first of all, they incubated up the cerebral narcissist. Is an incubation. It's a if you want to talk about social engineering, well, that's always happening, and if they could, they would inject people with something, but instead it's been the fake education, the fake notion of your life, all of it. You have a gun put to your head, and now this is the Indian talking in me. It says, don't forget, you have been stamped upon, particularly now your women. You lost your sense of leadership there. If they have been killing off the women, hi Jesus, were you a woman? Yes. It does not make sense to make a big deal about a man walking around being strong. No, especially that being strong part to me is very, very significant. And the way that she could thrust her voice and light the air on fire if she wanted to, or stroke a flower and make it grow. That's a woman right there. And that has been casted out. And I don't blame and I don't say, but there are stupid narcissists, both of them, men and women, who think this is a war. Particularly men. They're just like, they think now, oh, yeah, now it's a fight between men and women. No, actually, there is a war against the organism. Something. Okay, they call it white man, but I'm pretty sure he is being taken. He's taken by. You want to talk about Satan? Is it Sunday yet? What is Satan? Well, the deceiver. If you're not aware that something is there, that's a problem. That's going to be a problem. And the deceiver, that thing that we're missing, is the factor of the mind. Who is susceptible? Along with a lot of other scientists, we could say, and this is very touchy subject matter, and this is what comes up with this. For me, it's like, can we get to the root? I mean, this is a Plutonian thing. I'm Pluto, and it's like I only have so much time here. And have you noticed? There's a half-baked society out there called men who are running things, and you can only see it in the posts. They've been saying it so long now, way before I was even born. They say, "Oh, mankind." Mankind this and men this, man is doing this and man is like, well, okay, so what are women up to? They've been killed off by something that says we need to get rid of those that might be able to get into a position of power, which nobody knows what that really is. But a fucking tree has power out there. If it gives fruit off, it's going to fucking make you walk to it at a certain time. It's going to make you behave a certain way. Does it have power over you? Yes. It's a good thing. It's a good pain. Obey the apple tree. Eat it. Give it away. Give it away. Give it away now. Humanity, man, is in big trouble. And getting back to my neighbors here, it's like, okay, so I understand what is happening here. It's not so much that see, the reason why people can become a problem is because they're set up as weaponry. They're playing a game, a deadly game. They don't know that this life is that kind of game. And like, whose side are you on now? Are you on the side of the narcissist and or the mind? Are you on the side of the deceiver? Are you dancing to the deceiver? Which is just, ultimately, we already know this, and this is what we already know, and this is how I'm finding being just insulted by this society. Really, it's like, okay, so what are you going to do, Shauna? You know? And I know the solution for me is, it sounds pathetic, but no, it's like I need a good, loyal partner. I need a loyal partner who comes home and calls me home and looks around and says, you know what, Shauna, this is not a problem. Actually, this is a fucking amazing jewel that once you start just shaving at it, you need the roof put on the shed out there. You have it shed. And the thing is I know how to work it. See, this is the thing, is that I want to be right. I like to be right. I'm a Libra. I didn't say I believe in partnership. Babes, you have to have partners. I work alongside my men. In fact, we learn from each other. They learn from me. They begin to appreciate me. In fact, love is possible, and you don't have to live like fucking, like you're, like you don't even know that you are here to complement each other. What I see is that there's something out of control happening, and now I'm leaning over at looking at the men who, they're doing this physical thing. They're doing the physical thing. They're going out and they're actually getting it and doing it. And it's like, well, who's in power there though? Who is their leader? Now, if you look at it, and if it's fucking, excuse me, I was about to say Miss Piggy over there who isn't awake. She's not in her body. America has Miss Piggy. I'm sorry, that's what's happening. And Mr. Piggy. But if she's an alive woman who is, by the way, hi Jesus, was that you? Yes. Very beautiful. She is in her body in such a way that life thrives around her just by her being there. I can't explain it more, but except for to remove your ego and say, look, it's a vibrational frequency. This person is not going to hurt anybody. Now, I have talked to too many women, and I don't know any. Both of them are unimpressive to me. Try pure awareness. Reach for your own awareness. Where's that now? Can you be present to now? These people next door are doing the classic, oh, I have money and I'm gonna restore the meadow. Well, that tree was never in there. We're gonna watch what we're gonna see is that the wilderness is going to take over every bit of what they're doing. And now what I'm going to tell them, I'm going to hand them their fucking earphones back and say what an insult, and then I'm going to say, do not let me see you fighting the wilderness. Because you're putting something here that the wilderness is just going to go, what are you doing? I'm here. Don't forget, I was here first. What are you doing? Do not let me see you putting poisons on it to keep your fucking fantasy going. Do not let me see you fighting against any of the animals that may come and eat some of your shit. There's a way to handle it. But I don't want to see disharmonious warring against the wilderness, because you can't make your fucking fantasy world work with your stupid fucking narcissistic, really, what is it? Your money. Just keeping up with the Jones. You're going to try and outdo everybody here. Who the fuck sent you fucking people to insult the wilderness? And guess what? That wilderness is just going to take you over. And I'm going to and I'm going to put it in neon lights. I have to re-put my sign up and say, by the way, the wilderness was here first. I was here first. See, I'll say I was here first. They think that it's me talking. It's like, no, and if it is me, I am the wilderness, and you're not even, I'm not saying paying attention to me, but I'm saying you're not even being present. You want me to wear some earphones and say, why don't you too become a non-present, present society? This is classic. This book is so classic. It's like, do you realize that you gave me a non-present offering, which is your present to me, which says, please don't be present. What kind of a presence is this? Well, we're going to take a year to see. This neighbor on this side, I think I reported it once on my Facebook. It was like 7 or 9 years ago. He planted like 6 citrus trees. I laughed at that. My grandma and me, who I think she was awake here. She was still here, not dead yet. I told her about it. She says, citrus trees don't grow up here. Not never. And so what does he do? Oh, he's going to put, for some reason, he thinks he's going to have these trees. He must have paid a lot for them. He puts them along the fencing here. And I guess somebody told him, hey, that's not going to live through the winter time. And so, but he gets these balloon type baggies, and he puts it over there, and he puts lights in them, and so they all have lights in them. 1 year, it kind of worked. It did, because we didn't really have a good winter. And the next year, it kind of worked. It did, but I think one died. Still get cold. But bottom line is they all died. And I don't know. It's just, by the time we get up in the mountains, we know enough survival skills. We know enough about the environment, and that's how we ended up in the mountains. I don't know, but it's just not happening. And I'm sitting looking around, going, "Oh, really, 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 really? Oh, just bone my brain out. Try to tell me that I'm not doing anything right, and I have to fucking sit there and look at you people that don't know how to live. You're not living at all. You're not present. Period. That's just it. You're not present." And realizing this, babes, if you're listening to this, it's time to be so fucking clear. If anything, be it for yourself, because you are going to be stomped on by these fucking stupid asses. Fortunately, I do have the wilderness on my side. So I'm going to keep telling them, look, do not let me see you fighting with the wilderness. I'm going to start yelling at you. See, they gave me the little shitty fucking letter that they don't know it's coming from a place of their narcissism. And it's just toxic fucking game playing bullshit. And this is the thing, is they don't even know that that's happening. They don't even know that, in fact, that's the way they are. And it's like, well, we'll let time tell us a better story. In fact, reality is the one that shows us the truth. Unfortunate for them. I don't live in my mind, and I certainly can't be stuck in their mind. I live in reality. And that is like the same as saying I live in the wilderness. And see, you have to be careful. I have to be careful. Their contagion. see, I already know I need to keep up on these things. I wanted to fix this stuff a long time ago, but it really, it's like, really, it's like, okay, so yeah, I don't have the funds for that. I'm teetering. I'm just like, well, is a partnership an answer? No, not if it's like, yeah, you're gonna draw on their funds and fix your little. It's like, okay, no, actually, I can do this myself, and so I'm gearing up to do a lot of things myself. It's just happening. It's the way it happens. We have wealth, and that is the wellspring that we are of our creativity and our know-how, and also our relationships. Who do we really have in our lives that are actually being present to us? That says, oh yeah, no, that's really simple. But there are a lot of people that are just selfish, really. They will not do anything, right? Am I one also? I don't know, babes. I can only be myself and do so much, and I think it's break time. I happen to think, with all of this stuff going on, collective, like whatever keeps batting us around, and please keep doing it! Please keep hitting people! Keep spanking them into fucking reality, please, because the people like me, the very few who know that this shit's going on and saying, babes, will you wake up? Why are you even spending your money there if I moved into a place? Dear Lord Jesus, if I ever move into a place displaying this much money where I can just throw trees up and put a fence over a fence and look over at the neighbor, go, do you need any help? And then trample away like this. And it's like, yeah, I needed a window replaced there for fucking 2.5 years. And it sat there and all I needed was $35 for the spackle and the tool. And I did it myself. They could have done it themselves and said, I'm here for you. I'm sending them a note over here saying, take your fucking earphones. And when you get good and miserable enough, fighting off the wilderness and putting cages over your shit that you think you're gonna fucking grow here on top of the fact that we have already been here. Are you gonna listen to anybody here? No, you're listening to your money and your fucking egos. And then I hear an ego over there saying, and I did too. It's like, yeah, nice craftsmanship with your fence, but can we take it down now, you little boy? Because you know that the one of the skills in this life just might be, especially getting out here in the wilderness, is to not do these things instead of actually do it. Don't do it. Think about it. And that is really the call, the Torah's call for all of humanity. It's like, by the way, did you know that you didn't have to do that? You don't have to do, I'm not saying 3/4, I would say fucking probably 99% of the shit that you're being merely suggested to do. Includes everything. Everything, babes. Listen to me. This is my prayer for the fucking eclipse season. Scale down, find out what's necessary. Did you really need to listen to that politician over there? The answer is no. And what is that? Non-human, narcissistic shit. You won't ever see anybody in a real position of power there. Nope. Not women.